I'm excited, everybody. I moved to California from Texas, and I took a Greyhound to get here. Yeah, I know, which is basically a bad neighborhood that moves. You know what I mean? Seriously, like nobody should ever get mugged going 75 miles an hour down a highway. It happened to me. I got mugged, pink eye, and diarrhea. All in one trip, everybody. Isn't that nice? Every time I'm on the Greyhound, they always seat me next to like the angriest black dude ever, too, right? And like once a bus gets rolling, he always looks at me like, "Say, man. Say, player." Right? He's like, "Say, little white boy." You know? And I'm Mexican, but I'm too scared to correct him. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't want to be like, "Well, funny you say that, sir, but I'm actually Latino." Like, I'm like, all right, okay. I'm a little white boy. That's fine. He's like, "Say, little white boy, let me buy your cell phone right quick, man." And I'm like, all right. And I'm thinking, there goes the iPhone. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. I saved up all summer. Now I got to wait 2 years for an upgrade. That's not cool. And for 15 minutes, this is a conversation he has on my phone. He's like, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, okay then, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, okay then, I'ma holler back at you. I'm like, what conversation just took place, everybody? All I can imagine, the guy at the other end of the phone is like, "Say, Dontrell, he go to winning lottery numbers for the past 2 weeks, man. The weekend and the second, 12, all right. 22, all right. 8, all right. 33, all right. 41, all right. Powerball 4, okay then." Like, I don't know, you guys. I'm just assuming. Thank you. What a nice crowd, huh? I am from Texas. I miss Texas. I miss my ex-girlfriend. Big, dumb, stupid redneck. She was great. I miss her. Yeah, no, I do. Every day she'd be like, "Baby, what you want to go do tonight, baby?" That's how she talked. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, Muffin. How about we go to the zoo? She's like, "The zoo? Well, look at you getting all artsy-fartsy on me." I'm like, yeah, I know. That's pretty fancy right there, huh? Ooh, put on your thinking hat. The rhino's gonna pee. Come on, sweetie. Just like the Guggenheim for my little brainiac right here. I like Southern women, though. No offense to you, California. I love Southern women because they're so kinky, right? Like, this is every phone call I've ever had with a Southern girl, right? "Send me a picture of your boobs." No. Come on, text me a picture of your boobs. "I'm at the hospital with my daughter." I'm like, come on, just text me a picture of your boobs. "Oh, hold on." You know what I mean? It's awesome. It's so nice. "Baby, watch mama's purse for a minute." I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. This is great. I did a show in a small town, Texarkana, Texas. I don't recommend anybody ever. It's awful. These rednecks were so dumb, they had a magician open up the show, and they booed him. Like, after every trick, they were just angry, like, boo, like mad. And he wasn't even a bad magician. They were just afraid of magic. Seriously, you guys, scared of it. After every trick, they just had these looks on their faces like, "All right, you better quit messing around with them handkerchiefs, buddy. How's he keep pulling all that out of one top hat? That ain't possible." You know, like, one more trick, they were just gonna shoot him. And you know what? I was hoping for that to happen. I really was. Just so I could have gone to the trial, you know? Seen the guy defend himself like, "Look, Your Honor, he took a newspaper and he cut it up into about 10 different little pieces. And then he goes to put it back together like it ain't been cut one. The devil is the only one strong enough who could do that, Your Honor. And he'll trick you. That case dismissed." Because, you know, now the judge is scared. He's like, "Son, you're a hero. He went to the comedy club and shot the devil, everybody." Like, it's like, guy's got like a parade named after him a week later. It was Good to be out of there, you know. Good to see my family, though. Come from a poor Mexican family. You always wonder when you grow up poor how it happened. Like the Rudy or poverty, right? Like what great-grandpa just ruined it for everybody, you know? Right? Like I found out mine. It was my grandpa. He came to America from Mexico. He was a doctor. That's easy money. But he wasn't a good one. Because the only English he knew was, nah, it's okay. So like that didn't help anybody. Like, bro, are you sure? I've been bleeding from the same spot for like, nah, it's okay. Like, all right, this guy's good. I got to see my uncle. Every Mexican family in Texas, we all got that one racist white uncle. The guy who hates Mexicans, but he married one anyway. You know what I mean? Has like the little half Mexican kids. You know, that bothers him, right? Every Christmas, he's sitting there by the tree. You can't hear him, but you read his mind. He's got this look on his face like, I can't stand these Mexicans running around, messing up the words to Jingle Bells, singing Silent Night in their own damn language. But I tell you what, these tamales are pretty good, like that, you know what I mean? He's there for the food, you know? My uncle, he is so racist. You tell him a racist joke, he doesn't even laugh. He's just like, I know! I know, that's what I keep trying to warn everybody about. Like, really? Dude, seriously? You preaching to the choir up here? Like, all right, man, just calm down. Oh, it's crazy. I got a girlfriend now. That's hot, huh? I'm 33. She's 21, huh? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. She's also Mexican. And I'm thinking, oh, man, right? I'm older than her parents. Like, how weird is that, everybody, huh? Can you imagine when I meet him for the first time? I'll be like, oh, man, I got to buy everybody beer? All right, get in the car. Come on, here we go. Silly Dominguez is here. I don't know if it's going to work. I think it's too big of an age gap. I don't know. 33, 21. You know what else is creepy? My baby cousin, Trisha. She's 21, you know? Yeah, and we hooked up a couple of times. And that never worked, everybody. We just couldn't find anything to relate to, and we had the same grandmother. That should have been easier, you know? Like one night after sex, like, hey, remember Nano's pancakes? You know, nothing. You're like, no, she died when I was 2. I'm like, man, you don't remember anything, dude. This sucks. A book or something. I don't know where you've been, sweetie. It was good seeing my family. It was. I had to sleep in my 12-year-old niece's bedroom, you guys. Isn't that creepy? That was real. Yeah. Ugh. I mean, I masturbated anyway. No problem. Thank you. Seriously, no. It helped because she had the same posters of the Twilight characters that I have in my bedroom. So I'm like, hey, who knew Jackie was Team Jacob? How about that, huh? Blood is thicker than water. That's hot. It got easier because after the third night, they finally made her sleep somewhere else. It was getting awkward, you guys. Seriously. It was like, hey. Before I leave you, I'd like to a message to all the beautiful women. This is for all the ladies tonight. Seriously, this is for all the beautiful women here tonight. From the bottom of my heart, I mean this to all the ladies. You're not smarter than men. Shut up. Seriously, get over it. It's not true. Oh, scientists have shown. You know, there's a scientist trying to get laid. That's who figured that out, all right? You're not smarter than men. You're just as dumb as we are. I had a girl call me up the other day crying. I'm like, hello? She's like, hello. I'm like, oh my God, you okay, sweetie? I'm so tired. I'm like, of what? You don't understand. Haven't you ever gotten so tired that you're starting to cry? Have you ever gotten so tired you start to cry, sir? No. I had to think a couple of times I have gotten so tired, I went to sleep. It was crazy. Seriously, like I found a bed, I crawled right in. Yeah, ladies, check this out. 8 hours later, I'm wide awake. Full of energy. I solved my whole I'm tired riddle, and I didn't even have to cry. I'm so tired, I don't know what to do. Well, since you're so much smarter than us men, Einstein, how about a pillow and a flat surface? Give it a shot. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. You guys are awesome.
my God, it's good to be back in LA. Born and raised in LA, I never, ever had to feel like a minority. We have a lot of Mexicans, in case you hadn't noticed. By last count, I think we have all of them. But it's interesting for me because I go on the road a lot and I go to parts of the country where literally there are 0 Mexicans, like Montana. I was scared the first time I did that. But it turns out I have nothing to be afraid of. I am exotic to them. I did a show in Baker, Montana. I got off the stage and I had this drunk little girl come up to me and she's like, "Oh, are you really a Mexicano? Is that what you guys like to be called? I've never met one before. You're so beautiful." And I'm like, "Well, come here, baby, let me talk to you." And everything was going great. It was going awesome. I was doing my Rico Suave best. And then she said to me, "Say something to me in Spanish." I'm not that Mexican. I'm not. But I did take a semester in high school, oh, so many years ago. And what came to me were the only words I could remember. I looked her dead in the eye, as sensually as I could, and I said to her, "Ay, mija, ¿dónde está el baño?" Yeah, she laughed too. I was lonely that night. The other thing about being a Mexican on the road in some of these places is that I have to be a spokesperson for pretty much every Mexican on the planet. And so we always get into these conversations about immigration, and I'm not very astute when it comes to that whole thing. The best I can come up with is I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine who happens to be an immigrant, but he's from Scotland, so it's okay apparently. Seriously, we're sitting down and we're talking, and he said to me, "Rudy, can I tell you something?" And I'm like, "Sure, go ahead." "When I first come to your country, I was scared to death. Because all I see in the news is you hate immigrants. America hates immigrants. So I'm going to get here and you're going to kill me." I'm like, "Yep." "But then I get here and everybody loves me. I don't understand. Your men buy me beer. Your women think I'm cute. Oh, say something, Scotsman, say something. It's so cute when you talk." And I'm like, "Yeah." So after about 6 months of being confused, I figured it out. In America, you say you hate immigrants, but you mean you hate Mexicans. And I'm like, "Yeah." And he looks at me dead in the eye, points at me without any irony, and he says, "Rudy, what the hell did you do to these people?" "I don't know. Cut their lawns at a reasonable price." "Sorry, I'm a jerk." So bad. That's so bad. I know. True story, too. That's the sad part about that whole joke. I didn't have to work on that one bit. Oh, man. So, if you have any sons, I'm going to give you some words of advice that my father gave to me. You can pass it on to your boys. My dad said to me, "Son, if all of your idiot friends decided to jump off of a bridge, would your dumbass follow them? Or would you be smart enough to realize that right at that moment, their girlfriends are all alone?" My father was a wise man. That's right. Yay, I love it. I love being single. I'm not now, but when I was, I had a blast. I had a great time. I enjoy my singlehood. Everybody should. But every group of single people, you have that one friend, you know who I'm talking about? That one downer, the one who's lonely, who hates having to go home to an empty house and not having anybody to share their life with. And you all want to punch that friend in the throat. I know, I understand. I have that friend. And you should do what I did. I got him an escort. I know, you want to be my friend. I did. I went online for his birthday and I got him one. And I'm like, clickety, click, click, click. You can get anything you want. You can get an Asian girl, you can get a Mexican girl, you can get all kinds of stuff. And they have this thing called the girlfriend experience. And I'm like, reading about it, it's like all the joys of a relationship with none of the headache. So I'm like, clickety, click, 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 $500 later. She's at his door. He calls me up the next day. He's like, dude, you're the best friend I've ever had. I'm like, I know. Tell me about it. He's like, she shows up. She's gorgeous. Short skirt, long legs, big everything. Oh. I'm like, nice. He's like, yeah, I let her in the house. She makes a beeline for the bedroom, slams the door shut, does not come out for 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, what was she wearing? He's like, well, all of her sexy clothes were gone. She was wearing ratty sweats and a stained t-shirt. Her makeup was off, her hair was in a bun, and she was holding a bag of Doritos. I'm like, what? He's like, no, it gets better. It gets better. She goes and sits on the couch and yells at me for 4 hours. When are we gonna go visit my mom? Why don't we buy a bigger house so we can have babies? Will you watch The Bachelor with me, huh? I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, dude. He's like, no, it gets better. At this point, I'm like, it has to. So we go to bed that night. I start hugging up on her. She starts hitting my hand. I'm like, how come you only touch me when you want to have sex? Why can't you just hold me? I'm like, oh my God. He's like, yeah. I woke up this morning and she was gone. And I remembered why I love being single. I said, you're welcome. You are very, very welcome. Yeah, now you guys do want to be my friend, don't you? You're like, everybody's going to be, all the dudes are going to make a beeline. It's all right. Some of you guys didn't want to laugh at that because you're here with your girlfriend, but I kind of saw you leaning back doing this whole little head nod. And you put your head back, baby, just baby, no.
My name is Alex Ortiz. My full given name is Alejandro Manuel Portalatin Asociación de González de la Rancho Cosotenes Ortiz. The third. I have 13 names, and my family was customary for the firstborn son to be named after all the men who were important in their mother's lives. And apparently, my mom's a hoe. So I got 13 names. For those who really think I talk like this, bite me. What's up, y'all? My name is Alex Ortiz. I love being a comic. It's one of my favorite jobs. I had some cool jobs over the years. I used to be a firefighter. Before that, I was a nurse. Before that, I was a soldier in the United States Army. This is my favorite job. Not just because there's no drug testing, but we didn't have to be here till like 8:30 tonight. And even then, I was late. It's a brown skin thing you white folks do not understand. That's why there are no black or Latino terrorists nowhere in the world, because you got to be on time messing with a bomb. I get to travel all over doing comedy. It's kind of cool. I was in Miami a couple weeks ago. You know they got no ugly women in Miami? I don't think they let them off the plane. I think if they're coming down the runway like this, turn right back around. Go back to Tuscaloosa, wherever the hell you came from. I was in Little Rock, Arkansas 2 weeks ago. Do you know who the hardest working person in Little Rock, Arkansas is? The Tooth Fairy. One of the things I had to learn as a comic was I had to learn not to get drunk on the road anymore. Because I tell you what, when you out drinking and stuff, I get good shows. And what happens is I'm in like Duluth or Minnesota someplace, and a little white dude always comes up to me after she's like, dude, you're funny as hell. You can come out with us. We're going to get you messed up. They are not playing. He got me so drunk I got back to the hotel room. The whole room was spinning like this. You ever been there? Where the room's spinning, you're laying at the edge of the bed sweating, going, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna freaking die. Room was spinning. One of them smart-ass white folks told me if you put your leg down, it'll stop. That's a lie! And if you put both feet down, you fall. I stopped getting drunk because of that room spinning thing and the oh gods. You ever have the oh gods? There's 3 times in your life you say oh God. When you get pulled over by the cops and you got weed in your pocket, you go oh God. When you're sitting at home and the cable goes out, all of a sudden you go oh God, now I gotta talk to this chick. When your head is in the toilet, you go, oh God, please God, oh God. Oh God. You always tell that same lie too. If you stop me from throwing up right now, God, I'll never drink again. I stopped getting drunk, but I still go out with my boys and watch them do it. You ever do this? Stay sober, watch your friends get drunk. It's a party. I got one friend, every weekend he gets drunk, he wants to fight. He's 4'9". He weighs 102 pounds. But you give him 6 shots of Jaeger, he's, let's kick their asses. We watch him get his ass kicked every weekend. I got one friend I like to get drunk and tell jokes to because when he's drunk and he laughs, he looks just like Herman Munster. I got one Mexican friend I love to death, but whenever he's drunk, all you can understand is the first and last word in every sentence. He's like, Ale, I don't want to, okay? Another reason I stopped getting drunk was I got tired of losing fights to my wife at 4:30 in the morning. Because when I'm drunk and she's sober, her hand-eye coordination is better than mine. She be punching me dead in the face and I be going, when I catch one of you 3 witches. And my woman is a thug. I'm scared of my woman. My woman is a gangbanger from back in the day. When I first met my wife, I thought she was a dude. Not my fault. Back in the day, everybody was wearing baggy jeans, baggy jersey, shit, a hat tipped backward. I walked up, she was standing on the corner with some people I knew, and all I could think was, man, that's a pretty dude right there. I have no idea why I'm so attracted to this fellow. Then we started dating, and I got her home. We were about to make love, and I got her clothes off. And fellas, have you ever taken a girl's clothes off and been surprised how good she looked? Like you knew it was gonna be nice, because let's face it, it's always nice. But you didn't know it was gonna be this nice. I got her naked, and the girl was so fine, I turned into that dude from Sling Blade. I sat there to the bed going, you'd find the woman I've seen in my life. I reckon I'm about to sex the hell out you. But I got drunk one time. Have you ever been out at like 2:30 in the morning, looked at your watch and said, well, I'm already in trouble. I'm just gonna stay out. Don't do that. I tried to sneak in the house at 8:30 in the morning. You know why you can't sneak in the house at 8:30 in the morning? Because the birds tell on your ass. Because as you're putting the key in the door, the birds are going. And I'm scared of my woman. I'm that dude, I turn the car off a half a block up and coast to the front of the house. I tried to open up the door and sneak in the house 8:30 in the morning drunk, and she punched me dead in the face. And when you get punched in the face and you're drunk, your reflexes are kind of slow. You open up the door, go, poof. Third time she punches you, start to sober up. Hold on, baby, wait, let me play. We almost broke up that night. Not because she punched me in the face, but because she took my PlayStation 2 and threw it out the window. You know what my drunk ass did at 8:30 in the morning? I went and got my memory card. I like it when my wife comes home drunk, though. That's a whole different theme, man. My wife was going out with a girl. She's like, we're going out, we're going to have a good time. We're just going to have girls' night out. We're going to get some drinks and kick it. I was like, go ahead, boo, do your thing. I was laying in bed watching TV and my chonies eating crackers in bed like the king. 2:30 in the morning, my wife pulls up to the house drunk as hell, and she ain't scared of me. She pulled the car and said, right to the front door. Kicks open the front door of my house, runs in my house like Prince in Purple Rain. Where are you? Where are you, mother sucker? And I'm laying in bed going, what the hell is going on? She kicked open the bedroom door and said, there you are. And I'm still laying there going, what the hell is going on? She said, Mama found you. Mom been thinking about you all night. Mama wanna, Mama wanna make love. You know I did it right. Yo, I'm Alex Ortiz, that's my time.
What's going on? Thank you guys. Awesome. I just moved down here from Dallas. I'm living in Pacoima. Yeah, that's a bad neighborhood, man. I hear gunshots every night. Yeah, that's not what freaks me out. What freaks me out is that I don't hear sirens. That's the scary part. No helicopter looking for the murder, nothing like that, right? I'll call 911. I'm like, hey man, they're shooting. They're like, why you gotta be a snitch? I'm like, hey bro, whose side you on, man? I'm under my bed. What's going on, dude? I was in El Paso, Texas recently. El Paso's crazy. El Paso is so close to Mexico. Like on a windy day when the wind blows north, you can actually smell Mexico. It smells like feet and cheese and despair. I was like, I wonder if they can smell America when the wind blows south. They're like, job, Cinnabon. Everybody, let's go, come on. Everybody drink a Red Bull. Because that would be the best Red Bull commercial, right? Since it gives you wings and there's a fence involved, come on, people. That should have been the first commercial they made, right? Like a bunch of Mexicans on one side of the fence just stretching. Oh. They crack open Red Bulls. Little wings on their feet. Funny's funny, right? It doesn't matter what race you are, black, white, Mexican, right? We all say the same things. We say them differently, but in the end, it means the same thing, right? Because like if you're black and you're not doing anything, what do you say? You say you're chilling, right? Latinos, when we're not doing anything, we say that we're kicking back. White people are like, hey, you two, get back to work. I'm just standing around the clock. We got things to do. Come on. Spring's here. I'm glad it's warming up, Brian. I can't stand the cold weather. I'll tell you why. Because I get sick real easy when it's cold, and I don't like getting sick because I don't have any health insurance. I've got car insurance, but no health insurance. That makes no sense, right? I got like a 1998 Saturn. It's got better coverage than I do. That's why the next time I get sick, I also hope that I get rear-ended. You know, I'll be driving along. I'll get it from behind. I'll get out of my car. I'm like, oh man, oh, you can forget about that bumper, bro. I think you gave me an ear infection. I might need a root canal too, bro. You're going pretty fast, man. You hit me kind of hard. What I can't stand about driving at nighttime nowadays are these cars with the really bright headlights. Have you seen them? The bright ones, that's annoying. You don't need them that bright. You know, that's uncalled for. Especially at night, you're driving, you look in your rearview mirror, it's like, who the hell is welding in my back seat? Who the hell back there with an x-ray machine? Bro, what are you trying to read, my license plate or my thoughts? What's going on, dude? Like, if you got a new car, okay, that's kind of cool, but people are putting them on old cars, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, well, my car is technologically advanced. No, your lights are just annoying, that's all, man. Technology makes some people goofballs, right? If you think about it, technology, it spoils us. Like, I went to the restroom, a public restroom the other day, right? I just stuck my hands under the sink. Just waiting, right, until the guy next to me turns the faucet. Oh, dang, I'm sorry, bro. It reminds me of, like, if we compare ourselves to any generation that's walked the face of the planet, we live like kings, right? We got our cell phones, we got the internet, we could learn anything, we could be entertained at any time, you know, with whatever, right? It reminds me of, like, the kings, like, back in the day. Remember when they would entertain the king? He would just sit there and they'd feed him grapes, right? And some knucklehead would, like, juggle something or play the harp. That's what I feel like when I get on YouTube. I'm like, show me fat man falls off bicycle. Click. Show me Charlie bit me. Click, click. I'm looking forward to, like, Star Trek technology. You know when they could beam you down, the whole teleportation, when they take your body and they just teleport it someplace else? That's some cool technology. But what's gonna happen when the immigration gets a hold of that technology? Then it gets interesting, right? Fools be running from the border patrol. Oh man. I got deported. Tele-deported. Bring me more grapes. California, you guys got the best grapes out here. And by grapes, I mean weed. That's what I mean when I say grapes. You guys got that techno weed out here. You ever smoke the techno weed? You're like... People are like, oh man, pot makes you dumb, makes you do stupid things, it makes you forget, whatever, okay? Because I have had some of my most brilliant ideas while I've been high. I've made some of the best decisions of my life while I was high. Like one time I got really high, and I remember thinking to myself, breathe, fool. You ever done that? You just start thinking about things and putting stuff together and everything starts making sense, and you're like, okay, yeah, teleportation, all right, yeah, okay. All right, maybe I should get a job, yeah. Something's missing. Oxygen. I was vacuuming my place, right? You know, since I moved into my new place, right? I was doing the vacuum wheelie. You ever done the vacuum wheelie? You know when you're vacuuming, right, and you see something on the ground and you know it's too big for the vacuum to suck up? But you're just too lazy to pick it up, right? So you just lean the vacuum bag and you start chomping on it. Like a big hungry hippo, like chomp, chomp. Throwing things at your pockets, chomp. Yeah, you get technology will get you in trouble too, man. Yeah, my last girlfriend, she wanted to get married, right? And I gave it some thought, right? Because I'm looking, I want to get married, right? So I started looking at engagement rings, and she caught me looking at engagement rings, and she got all pissed off. And I was like, hey, look, Craigslist is a very valuable resource. Yeah, I dodged a relationship bullet. You ever dodge a relationship bullet? You know when you're really close? You think you take a girl out for a couple times, you're like, oh man, are we dating now? Oh man, I think she thinks that we're dating. Darn it. Oh, you're like, dang. But like right before you come to the conclusion, she's the one that tells you, she's like, you know what? I think we should just be friends. And you're like, oh my God, you are like my best friend. I was this close, man. She had no butt. That totally would have sucked, you know what I mean? So I'm a butt guy. I like a girl with a nice butt, you know? And I know it's kind of wrong. I gotta start searching my heart now that I'm getting older. I want to find the right chick. So I started searching my heart. Turns out my heart's a butt man too. It's just disappointing when you see a girl with no butt, right? I was at this bar, right? This chick, she had no butt. She was dancing, doing her thing, right? She got on top of the bar, turned around, started dancing. Butt was so flat, it looked like she was dancing with her butt up against a window, you know? Just, bam! Just all flat. Yeah, so I'm talking about my place in Pacoima. Yeah, it's got bugs, and I was spraying for bugs. It reminds me of my dad. Like, growing up, my dad would never ever buy any sort of like roach spray or bug spray or anything like that. We would use anything in an aerosol can. It didn't matter what it was, WD-40 or Aquanet. You remember that hairspray Aquanet? You know? We'd be getting ready for school, and the ants on the wall, just frozen, just stuck. And now that I got my own place, I do the same thing, right? I saw a roach in the kitchen, I sprayed him with some Axe body spray. Next day, he had 2 roach chicks on his arm. I was like, hey.
Have you noticed when you fly now on the cockpit door, there's a warning sign that says restricted area? And right beneath that, in Spanish, it says área restringida. And I'm thinking, I don't remember terrorists speaking English or Spanish. I mean, is it me? Aren't they missing a language there? Aren't they missing like hieroglyphics or something? A little like, right there. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? It's missing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because if you find a white guy in the cockpit, he's probably flying the plane. A Spanish guy is probably cleaning it. But Ahmed, he got different intentions. You need a warning sign, you know, maybe like a turban with a red line through it. Am I wrong? Am I not being PC? I mean, I got a question. How many people want to get home safely? By applause. Who wants to get home safe? Right, thank you. Turban with the red line. Proof. We live in a crazy world, man. Juarez, Mexico. You know about this city? The most murders ever in Juarez, Mexico. They found a guy that was stabbed 269 times. 269 times. And I'm thinking, who stabbed this guy? Was it Muhammad Ali? I mean, really, like 1, 2, 30, 78, 79, where does the mind click and go, stop? Enough. Oh my God, that's wrong. I want to stab this guy 5 times and look at this. Oh my God, this is wrong. What do you do with that body? What do you do with that body? What do you put him on the grill? Hey, who wants Mexican? It's crazy. Now most people would say, those bad people, they're going to hell, right? They're going to hell. What is our biggest fear? Going to hell. But what do we know about hell? It's hot. Let me tell you something. It's hot right now. You see what I'm saying? I'm afraid of going to heaven. Now follow me on this one, right? Depending on the denomination you belong to, every group has a different way of getting to heaven. You have terrorists who kill innocent people. Why? That's their ticket to heaven. I don't want to be in heaven one day and I see these terrorists and I'm like, hey, how'd you get up here? We killed innocent people, my friend. And you? I didn't eat meat on Fridays. What the? There's something wrong here. At least in hell, you're gonna see people you know. It's gonna be a little more comfortable, right? Hey, how you doing? It's my ex-wife. How you doing, girl? How you doing? Hey, look, it's OJ. What's happening, OJ? Number 32, juice. Oh, man, it's a crazy world we live in, ain't it? I'll tell you though, I was watching the Discovery Channel. I like watching speeches, like just inspiring motivational speeches. Like for example, who said this one? Do not ask what your country can do for you, rather ask what you can do for your country. John F. K. I have a dream. Martin Luther King. So what's the point? What's the point? If you have anything smart to say, keep it to yourself. Because you might get shot. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Did anybody mess with George W. Bush? What's the worst that happened? They threw a shoe at him. Hold up! And what does Numbnuts do? He gets back up. Oh, another one! It's all crazy, man. I am Catholic. I don't go to church anymore. They don't let me in because I have a bad habit when I go. I like to laugh. And apparently in church it's not a good thing. But we're human beings. If you see something funny, you laugh, right? If there was a guy in a wheelchair outside right now who hit a curb and flew out from the chair, we'd all laugh our ass off. It's hysterical. Then we go, is he all right? Is he okay? Laugh first. So if you're in church and they start throwing that water and it hits your best friend in the eye, oh no. He can't see, I'm laughing my ass off. It's funny. When they come with that incense and the whole church is just fumigated, do you not stand there thinking, oh my God, what is that smell? It smells like they burned a cat. When you think about religion, it's funny. Jehovah's Witnesses. You're already laughing. I just said Jehovah's Witnesses. These are people, but go outside, we see them, oh my God, back in the house. We're hiding from Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh my God, there's 12 of them. And you gotta manage the whole house. Keep it down, keep it down. Shh, they're gonna hear us, keep it down. Put the dog in the back, put the dog in the back. Worst thing is Saturday morning, right? The windows are wide open, you're with the vacuum cleaner, and they're standing right there looking. Oh, don't look. I don't know if you know this, when you freeze, you disappear. Don't. I learned that watching Cops. You ever watch Cops? I learned that watching Cops. I noticed like when cops are chasing white people, white folks will sit by the curb and wait. Black people run. Latinos is like, in the bushes, freeze. You'll see two cops looking around. If you see two Mexicans around here, it's like they're in the bushes, they're hiding. I said, wow, when you freeze, you disappear. I remember I was 11 years old, I went to a black mass. Have you ever experienced a black mass? You need to check it out. A wonderful energy level. See, Catholics, we go to church and we just behave. Black church, they walk in expecting to meet Jesus. It's like, Jesus, where you at? Where you at, Jesus? Come and get me. Ha! Come on, Jesus. I love it. I remember I was 11 years old and I remember walking in and I remember seeing lots of hats. Lots of hats. I thought I was at the Kentucky Derby. It was like, I said, wow, this is cool. And the priest was all animated, you know, fedora hat, patent leather shoes. And he's like, I know you can see me. Ha! I know you can hear me. Ha! But what I want to know is, can you feel me? Ha! Let me hear you say yabba dabba doo. Praise yo yeah. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you.
Tell you a bit about myself, Manny, Llanez. Everyone's drinking. I don't drink anymore. I found out recently that I'm allergic to alcohol, which sucks, because apparently I break out in DUIs and handcuffs. So I'm just saying, you realize you have a drinking problem when you wake up from drinking and there's like paramedics working on you, and then there's police officers behind them waiting to arrest you, and then you realize you're at your kid's parent-teacher conference. You messed up, you know? I'm serious. I didn't think it was going to be like that. When I started comedy, I said, there are certain drugs I will not do. And then I did stand-up for like 6 months, and it turned into, there are certain drugs I will not do again. I'm serious. I did acid one time before in my life. I will never do acid again. I was at a friend's house. He had a picture of dogs playing poker. I lost $75. And I was the dealer. I don't even know how I did it. I remember my first drug influence as a child. I do. I was 8 years old. I was 8. But it wasn't like there was drugs in the house. It was just when I was 8, that's when my mom bought me Nintendo. It's true, because all Nintendo was drug innuendo. And it makes sense if you think about it, because the game developers grew up when? The 60s and 70s. So come the 80s, they need ideas for games. Well, they can remember Trips. What was the game that came with Nintendo? Mario Brothers. The most drug-infested game. Oh, a rat Italian dude walking down the street one day, what's the first thing he comes across? Mushrooms. Well, come on, what are shrooms? It's a hallucinogen. What happened when he ate the mushroom? Mario grew twice his size. Brought up Catholic. Catholic religion is a beautiful religion because all the stories in the Bible reflect our own lives. It's true. That's right. The story of the 3 wise men happens at my house almost every weekend. It does. Remember the story of the wise men? 3 dudes come over to brother's house. They all brought gifts. 2 out of the 3 brought a good gift. 1 brought gold. 1 brought frankincense. What did the 3rd one bring? Anybody remember? Myrrh, right? Can't do anything with myrrh. A couple weeks ago, my cousins came by. 3 of them all brought a gift. 1 brought tequila. All right, yeah. 1 brought weed. Cool, there you go. My cousin Isaac brought the movie Beaches. And I couldn't understand the logic behind that. I'm like, Isaac, what's wrong with you, man? Why would you bring Beaches for? He got an attitude with me right back. He's like, Manuel, that's what you told me to bring, eh? Beaches. So we're watching Beaches, and it's a good movie. You know, Wing Beneath My Wings, a girl died at the end. I cried for 3 days. You know, because I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive. That's what ladies say they like nowadays, right, ladies? Sensitivity. Two girls, okay. That's true, man. And I grew up. So you gotta remember, I grew up in a house full of women. I grew up with my mom, my nana, my sister, man. We were always watching TLC, the Learning Channel, because of, you know, the baby story and a wedding story. I saw so much woman TV, by the time I was 13, I thought I could have a period, you know? I was like, Mom, I'm spotting. I don't know. You know. So I got a sister. My sister's lesbian. My sister's lesbian, and it's a trip, man. I don't even mind her being lesbian, but the thing is, she's like a butch lesbian. And I don't know about you, but a butch Latina lesbian, that's some scary stuff right there. That is not a pretty picture, okay? I can tell you, you know. And you know what? I don't mind her being, you know, it's cool, but here's the thing, though, you know, like, you know, with her and her friends and all her other lesbians and everything, you know, they do everything because they're lesbian. Like, you don't understand the struggle because we're lesbian, and you'll never know about us because we're, lesbian. I'm like, we can tell you're lesbian, all right? Calm down. Like me, obviously, I'm Latino, but you don't see me walking down the street with rice and beans in my hands. You know, Manny, why you got rice and beans for? Because I'm a beaner, I say that's why, you know? You don't see white people running down the street yelling out their credit scores and everything. 725, 725. So I got my wife. I got married, right? I got married. Yeah. Hey, boo all you want. She's over there. Shut up. So my wife's a chola, dude. My wife's reformed chola. Reformed. Okay, she's got good credit and everything, you know, she's nice. You know, I got my wife from East LA too, man. She don't play around. And you know, and it's a trip too, because you know, like, you know, her family, you know, her cousins and her friends, they're all hard, you know, they're down, they're bangers and everything, you know. And you know, the first time you meet, you know, your significant other's relatives, you know, you want to connect with them, right? And it's hard for me to do that. Because you got to remember, I'm a comedian too. You know, the first time I rolled up on them, they came on me hard. They're like, what you claim, mister? What you claim, mister? And I'm like, I got 3 kids I put in my taxes last year. And that's how we get down, man. That's how we do it, you know. I love my wife. My wife's bad, you know. Because you got to remember, my track record for the longest time was white women. White women was my track record, you know. That's right, because eventually you need a cosigner. And so... I remember the last white girl I went out with, right? I went out with a white girl, and I was going to do something different. I was going to make her like a project, right? Because, you know, women do that with dudes. You know, a woman goes out with a dude and wants to change him, make him like a project. I was going to do the same thing. I was going to make this white girl, I was going to make her Latina. I know it sounds crazy, right? It is. It's crazy. I'm not all up there, you know, but, it took me a year and a half. I took her to Mexico so she could hang out with my relatives, so she could be Latina. I had her live with my nana for 6 months. So she can make the rice and the beans, so she could be Latina. And I tell you what, it took me a year and a half, and I made her Latina, because when I broke up with her, she stabbed me with a spork. And that's not even a cool wound to have right there. I'm serious. And if you get like a gunshot wound or a knife wound, you get a story, you get stabbed with a fork, even your friends are like, dude, you're stupid. But everything's been going really good, man. Everything's been going, they were talking about, like, I do movies and stuff. I like doing movies. Movies are fun. I was in a movie called The Kingdom, right? I was in a movie called The Kingdom with Jamie Foxx, and it was a great thing, because I've always felt personally, we need to have more positive Latinos in film. More positive Latinos in television. That's right. So when they asked me to play an Arab, I'm Manny Llanez. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
black guy. Black and Puerto Rican, though. I'm a beige American, just to let you guys know. And it sucks being black and Puerto Rican because I never know what stereotype to play. You know what I mean? The black or the Spanish side, I never know. Like I've had instances where that came into question. Like I was at my job one day, and a cop came up to me, tapped me on the shoulder, was like, "Excuse me, son. Do you mind telling me where your boss is?" And I was like, "Oh shoot!" I took a step back. I was like, "Think, Robert. Think. What do I do? What do I do? Black guy, Spanish guy. What do I do?" Because I got nervous because the black guy in me wanted to run, right? But the Spanish guy in me wanted to stab the black guy in me. Like, mira! Get out of here, que negro! You know, like, oh my God, I'm crazy inside. You know? I had another instance where I think a lot. I don't know about you. I think a lot, and I think about like I never know. Like, what if I have a baby? You know, like I wouldn't know what to do. You know, like I wouldn't know whether to leave it or leave it. You know, like how do I be a deadbeat dad in this society? You know, it's crazy. Like I said, I'm an openly beige man. Beige American hero, if you will. But I'm from Connecticut, and I don't get racism. I don't. I personally don't get it. You know, like no one calls me the N-word or nothing like that. You know what I get? I get questions. You know what I mean? Like it's real trippy too. Like I had this one older couple come up to me one day. It's an older woman and an older man, and they came up to me. They were like, "I'm sorry. I don't mean to bother you. But are you black?" And I'm like, yeah. And then she turns to her husband and goes, "I told you he was black, now give me my $20. I know a Negro when I see one. I'm like, whoa, wait, hold, did they just bet on my race? I mean, like, for real. I'm like, and I'm thinking in my head, like, what did the guy bet, you know? And seriously, and then I was thinking this, he was walking by and he said, "Well, I thought you were Asian." And he just kept going. I'm like, Asian? Asian. Beige man, like I said, you know, we don't have much history. Don't. Dark-skinned black people got everything. They got Dr. King, Malcolm X. You know what we got, light-skinned people, you know what we have? Iced tea. And not even 1992 Iced Tea, the pimp man, you know what I'm saying? We got Iced Tea now, saving white girls on NBC at 10 p.m. You know what I mean? That Iced Tea, you know? Which is an awesome show, by the way. I love that show. Very, very good show. You know, we don't have a symbol. Black people got the symbol, they got the fist. Yeah, punch you in the face, kill whitey in the mouth, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. White people even got the Hitler thing, whatever that was. It was hot when it was hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating. It was hot. It had its moment, had its day in the sun. That's all you need to know, right? Like mixed people, you know, us, we don't have a symbol or anything to show our pride. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make a symbol. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some dude just standing there like this, wearing a T-shirt saying we're trying. You know what I mean? Like. We'll be a race, guys. Give us time. I live in Washington Heights. And there's a lot of Spanish people up there. You know, I was chilling with this one Spanish chick. She had like 5 kids, right? So, really, you know, Spanish kids, they're known for having kids. So we're chilling, we're sitting there on the couch, you know, kissing. I'm not really cool with girls. I don't know how to say nothing to a girl, so we kissing, getting real cool and getting real heated and hot, right? And she turns to me and she goes, "Papi, say something to me I never heard before." I was like, oh shoot. Like, how do I do this? And keep my G up, and keep my G stuff up. So I look at her, she looks at me, I look back at her, we have this little moment, and I say to her, I don't mind that you have 5 kids. I got some though. I got some. She gave it up, man. That's how you get it, yo. That's how you get it. You know? Real trippy. Scary, but I love them. Though. I love the women out there because like they're real gangster, real ghetto. You know what I'm saying? I'm not much of a thug. You know what I mean? Because I have a thick beard. You know what I mean? With like affidavits coming out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? And it's real trippy because I was talking to this one chick that she was so gangster and so thugged that she was like a dude. You know? But I was like, oh my God, I have to listen to this chick. Like I asked her, I was like, hey baby, what happened? You got a man or anything? What's good? She was like, look. I was with this one dude for like 3 years. He ain't here no more. I'm like, whoa. Like, what happened to him? Is he okay? Did I get him? And I was like, look, you're not listening. Like I said, we was together. He ain't here, and that's all you need to know. I was like, okay, wow. Am I on a ghetto episode of Seinfeld? You know what I mean? I'm like, did she just give me the ghetto yada yada? I'm like, this chick is insane. But then I thought about it deeper. I was like, oh my God, that is amazing. Imagine using that in a different situation. You know? Like if I was on a job interview. You know what I mean? Like the guy said, oh, Mr. Santos, looks like you have a lapse in your employment for the past 3 years. You mind telling me what happened? Look. I was working for the bank. Charges was dropped. And that's all you need to know. I'm Rob Santos, I'm out here, you guys.